Yes, guys, and we are back. Mean&Clean
Boom.
podcasts are back.
Back with a bang.
Yeah. It's been a minute, hasn't it? It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, but a lot's been going on. A lot has happened. It's been nearly a year now, hasn't it?
It's flown that. Can you remember we were just saying about his first podcast in living room, wasn't it, at my house?
In the living room, yeah. And I was
Times have changed.
I was like, what, a couple of days, or maybe a few weeks clean.
You was half the man you are now.
Yeah, literally, I look like a skeleton, man. Honest to God. But yeah, lots happened in that time, hasn't it?
It's been pretty crazy. It's been pretty crazy, to say the least. Fitness-wise, business-wise, Mean&Clean going global to Australia.
Yep.
Shit like that has gone down.
Social media, that's just taken off to a different level.
So probably, talking about social media, we've probably collectively now got around 100,000 followers on two platforms, starting off with the first one, which was myself, following Mean&Clean. Then you did, we had 2. Yeah. Then my wife did, we had 3. Now we've got like...
And we were just so buzzing every follower we got. We were like, fucking hell.
We've got another one. Now it's like hundreds, isn't it?
Yeah, but it is mad though, isn't it? Because like in the beginning, like you'll all know this story. You know, it was like 2:30 in the morning, I sent him a picture of a wolf and he was like, what the fuck's that? It was that. You know, it was this, it was Mean&Clean. And I kind of had this vision of what was going to happen. Yeah, you said. And everything...
Everything that you said has pretty much happened.
It's happened, you know. We have got massive on social media. You know, we get the odd dickhead commenting, but is what it is. You never take, you know, never listen to opinions of people that you never take advice from.
Exactly.
You know, and that's just what them people are.
You're doing something right if you get criticism.
Of course you are, yeah.
Always.
But you know that's taken us to a different level altogether. Over 1,000 people helped since January 2024.
I think that's the main thing that we take from it, is that the amount of people's lives we've changed just through what we have done for ourselves, and we just pushed it down to other people with personalised programs. Chats, everything. It's just been mega on it.
Yeah, it has been. But it's been one of them as well. Like we say, in every aspect of our life, well, not just Mean&Clean, but of our lives as well, individually as people in recovery.
Changed, hasn't it?
Everything's changed. Everything's got better. You know, problems haven't gone away. We always say that when you get clean and sober, life
still could nail a pint of Stella right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how hard is it? Can it be for us though? Because, you know, for somebody typically in recovery, you know, the thought of alcohol and drugs is always there. Yeah. But for us, you know, we do content about it. Yeah. You know, podcasts about it, speaking to clients about it, dealing with his own recoveries.
Forever.
It's a never-ending cycle, isn't it? Yeah. So, you know, we do say often, don't we, that we must be made of something pretty fucking strong.
Of sterner stuff, Yorkshire lads, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the watter, isn't it? It's the watter, wolf soaps.
It's whatever wolf soaps are putting in that.
The top guys of wolf soaps. Fueled our recovery.
From the beginning, it was... You know, you sent me my plans, my nutrition plans, and obviously supplements that were in that were wolf soaps. You know, it were a wolf hydrate. It was
the hydrate, full moon, the sleep recovery aid that helps massively, doesn't it? I mean, I wouldn't be without them supplements now. Like it's literally the first thing on the morning, hydrates in. You know, which helps during recovery. Anything that's going to help you internally. Yeah. When you're on recovery is just vital, isn't it?
Yeah, because I remember coming off when you're a coke addict, coke, meth, crack, everything like I was, you know, and a bit of alcohol thrown in mixed just for good measure.
Just like salt and vinegar.
You don't sleep anyway.
No.
Right? So then when you're coming off stuff, it massively disrupts your sleep cycle. Mm. So obviously when you said put full moon down, I'm like, fuck's this then, you know what I mean? Like, have you got a number for dealing or what?
Dust?
Yeah, and I'm telling you now, mate, without not a night goes past, yeah. And then obviously this was way before we started working with lads over at Wolf Sups, and but you know they fueled us as athletes as well.
Yeah, can you remember when I was worried because we had a wolf, and I was saying, I hope I don't upset Tom.
Yeah.
His wolf's a lot more jacked than ours, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
As is just
Roy-dead wolf. Yeah, Mean&Clean wolf.
Yeah,
closing name.
But yeah, they've helped us out massively, and
they have.
It just like throughout as exercise, obviously fueling is important, especially now. We're hybrid athletes.
Yeah.
although I'm taking a step back because I've got injuries, so I'm sort of going down the strength route. But we did his first High Rocks together, didn't we?
We did. Obviously, we're sponsored by you as athletes, but you sponsor Mean&Clean as well. And the good thing about your products is, about Woolsup's products is, before we even started using them for the athletic side of things, you know, the Wolf Hydrate, the Full Moon, and all that kind of stuff, we used that in early days of our recovery from addiction, because there's no bullshit in the products, and they were a genuine benefit for us. So, you know, it's an all-rounder, recovering addict, athlete. Fucking Woolsup to you boys.
Right. Smashed it, right? What's the goals with Mean&Clean?
Mean&Clean, just to help as many people as possible. Like you say, addiction is an illness. There's not enough done, in my eyes, by the government. There's too much of a waiting list. There's not enough help. I think we just want to raise awareness across the world. We've got a client in Australia who signed up 2 weeks ago. You know, and we just want to build and prove that you can get through addiction. It's not the ultimate end. You know, a lot of people think it is, unfortunately, and take their own lives, and we just want to raise awareness and show what you can do when you put the right mind to it and have the right people around you.
We did.
Which was incredible.
Yeah, Manchester High Rocks, that was something
like
else.
because of when you walked in that day, like you said, 7.5, 8 stone, were you?
7.5 stone, yeah.
Yeah, and you walked in, and like literally nearly a year later, you're running a High Rocks. With me. It was just like, it were a poignant moment, wasn't it, for us both?
It was. I think that there were a lot of meanings behind it, you know, but it was one of them pinnacle moments, and like you always said to me that, you know, you're proud of me for doing it and doing as well as I did, but I couldn't help but think about what you must have been feeling, because you were the person I reached out to.
Yeah.
And then, you know, so when you started your own, you know, recovery program type thing, well-being program, and I was probably the first person to message you, your first client, bang, and now we're here sat doing this, and we ran that race together, you know. So for you to sort of look at me and go, well, I helped create this, you know, and
my Frankenstein.
Yeah, exactly, the Frankenstein.
But that's when my knee went. So that's through adversity. You just get on with it, don't you? So there's always something you can be doing, and you have to be doing in recovery, innit?
Yeah, of course you do. You always have to be doing something. And this is the thing. I mean, some people can't wrap their heads around this, to say, yeah, but you know, you've come away from drugs and alcohol now, but now you're doing fitness, or now you're doing this, and now you're doing that. Struggling to get that open, bro. Strength.
Oh, there we go.
Hybrid athlete. Can't even get lid off at shaker.
Definitely made in China, these ones.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
But yeah, people, you know, they're like, yeah, but you're cross addicting. Well, yeah,
not
because
all really. Well, it is, but is it? It's at least.
It's not. It's just channeling energy.
Yeah.
It's I've always said that I do not see, you know, when you're in active addiction, yeah, it kind of is an illness when you're in active addiction, but this perception of you're living with a disease and you have no control over it. Fucking hell, I completely disagree. I'm clean, I am sober here today, right?
How many days are you now?
Fucking hell, over 450. Over 450 days.
Last time we did a podcast, we were about around 100, I think, weren't you?
I don't even think I was that.
No.
I don't even think I was that. I think it was just after Christmas. Not last year, year before.
Year before, yeah.
Yeah, so now well into my second year of sobriety, you know. But it's...
yeah, like you were saying, I just butted in then like I do. But yeah, it's like the illness part of it. At the end of the day, it can become a feeling of that you're not in control and you can't help it. But at the end of the day, it is still a choice.
Of course it is.
And that's how we have to... We look at it. When I was fully blown vodka 2 litres a day, man, there were no way I thought, without being hospitalised, dead, or in a rehab, that I could stop.
Yeah.
But very similar to you, the amount you were using, there will have been points where you thought, I can't do this on my own.
Yeah, because this is my 9th attempt.
Yeah.
And like I say, over 450 days now. But you ask anybody that, I don't want to say successful in recovery, because, you know, once you are an addict, it goes back to that I was saying, once an addict, always an addict. Yeah, kind of. You're not always going to be an addict in active addiction, with substance use and misuse and that kind of stuff. But you'll always have that addict's mentality.
Yeah.
You know, but I sort of want to say the people that have achieved quite a lot of substantial time in recovery, in sobriety, they will agree with me when I say you boil it all down to one thing, and that's discipline.
Yeah.
You know, whether you believe in a higher power or not, end of the day, it's discipline. If you want to believe that the higher power has blessed you with discipline, listen, nothing can bless you with discipline. It's you. You bless yourself with it. Yes, you have to admit that you're powerless at the time, but at the same time, naught will change if you don't change.
Yeah.
Nothing will happen if you don't make it happen. You know, and that's one thing I've learned massively.
Yeah, I think people get too comfortable, and they see no way out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
And you have to, in life, to be successful, especially recovery, you have to go out of your comfort zone. You've got to do some shit that you don't like, or else you're going nowhere.
Of course you do.
And you'll end up back.
Yeah, and you've got to have a vision.
Yeah.
You have to have a vision. Like, and I can say this with confidence, and you can vouch for me, because from day one, I had that vision.
You did.
You know, straight away, like, I had it sort of mapped out in my head, who I wanted to become, the success I wanted to be, you know, what Mean and Clean could be, and what we could be together and everything. But that vision's kept us both going. Now, we can both openly admit that if we didn't have Mean and Clean, you know, we might struggle somewhere along.
A bit different.
It could be a bit different. And the fact that, you know, a lot of places, you know, a lot of different programs and, you know, all that kind of stuff, they do say help the next person, help other people. It does help you. You know, so for us to be dealing with 60, 70, 80 plus clients a day at any given time, it can help us. And there's been times where I've felt like my mind's been on using.
Yeah.
And I've been in a foul mood, and then somebody will ring me feeling the same way, and I'm talking them out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm subconsciously hearing myself give the advice. And then before you know it, I'm all right. You know what I mean? Because as human beings, we're shit at taking our own advice.
Yeah, 100%.
But when you're telling someone else, like I always say, I was getting people clean. Before I came to you, I was helping people get clean, and I was still using. And I just couldn't fathom out why the fuck I was still using.
Why you could do it.
And it's because I didn't have a mentor.
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody to show me, you know, or to be accountable to. So that's where I struggled, you know. As human beings, you just can't take your own advice. We know what we should do, but doing it's a different thing.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like that. You find a lot of addicts can talk to people about getting off it, but they just can't help themselves. Yeah, and that's what it's about, isn't it? Yeah,
and it's, you know, a lot of what we see. It's very rare we get somebody come through our program, or somebody that approaches us and says, you know, that's very similar to how we were. You know, wake up. On the bottle, on the bag, on the pipe, day in, day out.
Yeah.
There seems to be, and I think in the UK right now, there seems to be this big thing about it's on a weekend, you know, like from Thursday to Sunday, that is it. That is green light go time. And, you know, people are saying, I just can't, it's my trigger. Look at the control, look at what you can control.
Yeah.
In that scenario. Yeah, you can control literally the environment you're in. I call it a bit of a routine-based addiction. You know, this is no official scientific term for it, but it's a bit like a circumstantial addiction, right? So depending on the circumstance, you will use, and when you do use, you binge use, right? Or it's the people that you are with, or it's the places that you go, or it's just the routine that you've been in for years.
Yeah.
If you know the trigger point is going to be you finish work on Friday at 3 o'clock, right, and you get the craving for a beer, it could just be the people you're working with at work. It could be
going home, on way home, going for a pint. I do it every Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't not do that.
So what is in your control? Some people are not prepared, like you say, to get outside of the comfort zone, right, and make the necessary changes, such as changing the job.
Yeah.
You know, leaving a toxic relationship that probably the other person is using, or they're being abusive to them, or, you know, for example, if I were trying to get clean but my partner were using, that's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
People aren't prepared to take them steps because, you know, the anxiety and the fear of the unknown, which I understand completely.
Yeah.
But you have to, if you want it as bad as, you know, you say you do, you'll do whatever it
change
takes.
Everything you can change that's negative, don't you?
Of course you do, yeah, and you don't stop. Yeah, there's going to be hard things. Remember, you're getting clean. You're not getting perfect. Life ain't going to be sunshine and fucking rainbows.
It's hard. It's hard. Like I say, there's every day I think about having a drink. Every single day. I'm 652 days now. Boom. And like I say, I wish that were filled up with vodka. You know, it ain't going to go away.
What is the main thing that makes you not want to drink? Because you've heard me talk about no man's land before.
Yeah.
Where all you want to do is do it, right?
There's a song.
Yeah. All I want to do is do
Kevin
it.
and Perry go
We
live.
go. Yeah.
I love that.
Anyway.
That is one of the best playlists about.
Yeah, it is. Yes, guys, we'd just like to give a massive shout out to one of our sponsors, Ryan Waff Physiques. If you are looking for a dedicated, committed coach that will give you 100% of their time, their effort, their experience into building an all-round incredible athletic physique, or you just want to get better at high rocks, hybrid training, bodybuilding, whatever it is, go check out Ryan Waff Physiques on Instagram. And thank you, Ryan, for sponsoring the show. But yeah, you've heard me talk about no man's land, where you're in a state of you just want to use.
Yeah.
And you know that if you take the left road, you're going to fuck up.
Yeah.
If you take the right road, you're going to go home, you're going to go to the gym, you're going to do the morally correct thing.
Correct thing.
But you just cannot move. You feel like you're paralysed.
Yeah.
Right? So when you have them moments of, I could just have with a drink, what drives you to that? What drives you to that point, and what keeps you sustained in recovery? What keeps you in recovery?
It can be anything that drives me to that, like my kids kicking off, stress of kids not wanting to go to school, shouting, arguing. That would have been normally when I would have resorted to a drink. Any sort of argument can lead me to wanting to have a drink because you just fuck it, you know, that sort of mentality.
And especially when you are arguing with your partner, because it's like they're meant to be your best friend.
Yeah.
And we all know, like, every couple argues. Yeah. But I don't know, you're probably like me, where the littlest disagreement with somebody who's meant to be your best friend, it knocks you for six, and you're like, whoa.
And you're like, boom, yeah.
Gone.
I think anything could sort of. I think in the past, when I was an addict, I think I used to use anything as an excuse as well, which obviously a lot of people do. They'll have an argument, or they'll force an argument so they can go, fuck it, I'm off out.
Yeah. Because
they want to go out for a drink or whatever. You know, and I think it's just switching that thing to, I'll just have a 10-minute time out like a child. I'll go sit on the step or something like that, just away from the situation that's causing me stress. I'll go get jumping cold shower, like we say. I'll go to the gym. They're my coping that's my medicine. Any of those things. Go for a little walk round block just to calm down, just to cool down. You know, any of those little things will help me.
Do you feel like when you get sober there is this sort of pressure on you to be perfect? Do you feel like people are looking at you like you should be perfect?
In every aspect of life, you should be the perfect parent, you should be the perfect teacher, you should be the perfect personal trainer, whatever job you're doing, you should be, and it's hard to be sort of, a lot of people think if you're clean and sober that everything else is perfect in your life, or you're perfect. It's not at all.
Far from it.
Yeah, it's harder. I think it's harder being a recovering addict to live everyday life.
Yeah.
You know, when you've got all the stresses and that you would have normally, but you'd use or drink to sort of cloud them, fog them over.
And now you've got nothing.
Now you've got sort of nothing to, apart from the natural things that we look for, in like dopamine releases, the endorphin release.
You have to act like an adult all of a sudden. Yeah. That's what it is.
And that's what a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Especially at my age, I'm knocking on now 45 in May.
Yeah, but you're still physically fitter than most at fucking 28-year-olds knocking about today.
Well, and
you are old enough to be my dad.
I know.
If you got
We said
started
that
young
before.
enough.
Well,
yeah,
probably.
if you got started young enough.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
You old bastard.
I'm getting loads of greys, hence a cap. No, it ain't. I've got a cap on because I couldn't be arsed getting my hair cut because it were well busy. And I don't like having my hair cut anyway. Because you know why? It's probably stemmed from alcoholism, because anxiety if they'll smell it on me before in the past when I've just drank and drank and drank.
Right.
It's mad, isn't it?
Right.
It's mad just saying that, drinking. Like, it just doesn't... It just makes me feel ill now, just the thought of it.
Yeah.
And I've got no against it. Like I say, I in my head, it's going, I could drink that if I wish there were a vodka in there, but as soon as it went near me, I'd probably gip.
Yeah,
I'd probably be sick.
It's one of them, like, you know, I can confidently say that now because I'm like 14, 15 months clean and sober, and everything that has happened in my life has been nothing but fucking good and progress.
Yeah.
I've proven to myself I don't need it.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no trial and error going on anymore, because I know you're still fucking struggling, mate.
I can't do it.
You can't. Like, you're gonna
It's hard as hell.
fucking check your ass later, mate, for piles, because you were
I'm
pulling
not
pretty
going to
hard
put it
then.
down fully. There you go.
Yeah, well, I did that on the first go, so common sense.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
But it's mad when you look back at things, obviously in addiction. I've probably gone off topic here, but you look back at your time in addiction and you look at sort of how you felt and what set you off and how it's affected you to this day.
Yeah.
Right? So like you were saying there with a haircut, like
Probably I'd
sometimes...
class it as a trigger.
Yeah, but I get 2 fucking haircuts a week.
I know you do.
And I have to do that.
Yeah.
Because every time I get a bit of growth outside of my hair, you know, I go for a Turk skin fade, boom. As soon as I get a bit of growth like I have now, and my beard gets a bit overgrown, I look in the mirror and I see scruffy, crackhead, skinny Marcus.
Yeah.
You know? So, to me, that is probably one of the most important parts of recovery, of getting clean. And that is self-care.
Yeah.
You know, making sure you look well.
Yeah.
Everything. And people have got so much against people that, you know, that people want to shoot people down that put a lot of time and effort into self-care.
Yeah, why?
Simply because they're looking after themselves. Listen, they went from fucking rock bottom.
Yeah.
Right? They looked like a sack of shit. They acted like a sack of shit. And they're just trying to better themselves. Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're in recovery, you want to go get fucking 20 haircuts or 20...
Sunbed. Oh, well, not promoting sunbed.
Yeah, manicures, pedicures.
Fake tan, whatever.
Fucking,
do it.
Yeah.
If that makes you feel better, any sort of self-care, do it. If you're a bloke and you want your nails doing, fucking go get them done.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Don't matter.
Yeah.
If it makes you happy.
Don't let Trump hear you say that, man.
Oh no.
Fucking.
Be deported, wouldn't I?
Oh, straight up.
Yeah. So we're here again, back to the podcasts. So let's have a little chat about what we're going to be doing. Obviously, podcasts, but we're going to have some guests, aren't we?
We are going to have some guests. And obviously, this is a podcast centred around recovery, inspiring stories around recovery. But there's going to be some people that have just got some fucking amazing comeback stories that we're going to have on.
Yeah.
You know, people that have had everything and lost everything and had to rebuild it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people that have been working with global megastars, you know, that have had, you know, when I got told, one of the guests, I'm not going to give anything away, guys.
Johnny Depp.
Oh, fucking I wish.
Shit.
But I'm going to, I'm not going to give anything away, but one of the guys we're going to have on the podcast in, you know, hopefully in the next couple of episodes, you know, run one of the biggest ever, most certainly one of the biggest ever in UK anyway, you know, meet and greet events.
Yeah.
With people such as Conor McGregor, Mel Gibson, Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all them types of people. Yeah. And then just kind of had a bit of a downfall, you know, and after a phone call with him and he explained what had happened, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. So straight away I thought we've got to get him on fucking podcast, you know, because that'd just be phenomenal. And, you know, but even there we're just going to have everyday people that have suffered with bad mental health, that have been at rock bottom, that have done some probably terrible things, you know, and have had to learn how to rebuild their lives.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking mega excited.
I'm
for
excited. I'm excited for it because, you know, everybody's an individual, and everybody's story will touch somebody in a certain aspect of
Not
where their lives.
inappropriately, obviously.
Not like that. Not like that. That might be another show, but after midnight. But like, you know, there's that many people's stories that will relate to that many people out there, you know, and that's what we want to do. We want to try and these podcasts make interesting, quite funny, and informative as well, you know, and that's the people that we're looking at getting on are people that have excelled, that have been at the bottom, that have been in the middle, that have done this, done that, you know, and done some terrible and done some good things.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to hit across. It's not just all about addiction and recovery. It's pretty much life.
Because I think what one thing as well, I mean, how we've developed it as people, I mean, his first primary focus was to not go back to alcohol and not go back to drugs.
It's the number one goal, isn't it?
That was the number one goal.
Yeah.
But I always say you need an external goal.
Yeah.
Outside it, it's like if I tell you not to think about an elephant, do not think about an elephant now with a big set of balls. What are you going to do? You're going to think about this big elephant with a big set of corners, right? You're thinking about that elephant. If all you do is focus on not doing something every day,
Think.
that is what you think about.
It's draining as well, isn't it?
It is, but you think about it in different aspects. You
Yeah.
think about the good times, the bad times, the educational times, but you're still always thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas if you have a bit of an external goal, like we have with sports, bodybuilding, high rocks, them kind of things, you know, if you have that kind of unrealistic goal and you're working towards that, it kind of takes the focus away from your recovery. But in order to achieve that goal, you have to be sober.
Yeah.
You know, like one of my goals, I want to be an elite 15 high rocks athlete, right? People watching this now that have been doing high rocks since it started, you know, or you might be absolutely smashing out like a sub 50 time. You might be laughing at me, but fucking old tight, mate. People said I'd never get clean. People said I'd never make money through a business. People said I'd never do this, that, and I'm doing it, you know? So you've got to have them.
No dream's too big. Why should it be?
Yeah, why should it be?
Why should it be?
That's what's missing in today's society,
Yeah.
though. And a lot of younger generation, that's my fear for, like my son,
Yeah.
right, Diago. I worry what he's going to get sort of fed in educational system as he grows up. You have to do this, you have to do that. Looking back at our time in school now, they didn't teach you shit, you know, to prepare you for life. You know, I had a massive imagination and I can see them traits in my son. You know, and I'm seeing a lot of myself in him. And that can be quite an alarming thing as well.
Yeah.
But I'm like, fucking hell, he's my son, this is going to go one way or other. But I've been through the curses, if you want to call it that, the generational curse or whatever. So it's up to me now to educate him on how to avoid them things.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I kind of went through it, so he didn't have to.
Yeah.
But I feel like his generation growing up, there's going to be a lack of ambition.
Yeah.
Massively.
Yeah.
You
Sat in
know.
front of a computer screen, most of them, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, not even wanting to go out and play. I were never in. As a kid, I were never in. I had to be forced to come in, never mind go out.
You come in when fucking street lamps come
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
That was
It's completely different, and that's just society and how it is, isn't it, nowadays?
Yeah.
But it is scary to think your kids growing up in this day and age how big social media is, which is great for us in some aspects, but also shit. Like TikTok, and you know, because you're perceived to be that way of your favourite person or your favourite star, you're perceived to be like that, and it's not showing you what shit times they have, because it's all highlights.
Like literally, like again, recovery can teach you so many life lessons, and I think for me, it's the things that money can't buy.
Yeah.
You know, so obviously when I was involved in all gangland shit, the family life thing, it was boring to me. It wasn't that I didn't love
Yeah,
my missus
I get it,
Dee
yeah.
and Diago and
It
Delilah.
was sort of just there.
Yeah, it were like they were where I went to, you know, like you said, they were just there. But I was so caught up in the violence, the drug use, the fake friendships, the fake brotherhood, all that kind of shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you kind of become blindsided to the people that actually give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like I said, I just had no appetite to be at home. You know, I'd rather be at any sign of bother on streets that I had to be there for, I would be there.
Yeah.
A chance of me getting arrested or killed or overdosing. I didn't care what sort of, you know, format of danger I put myself in. And I didn't care at the time what I was leaving behind or who I was leaving behind and how they'd feel about it.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, it is disgusting. And again, this is shit you have to own up to in recovery. You can't just, you know, if I'd be some sort of scumbag if I was sat here now saying, well, I thought that way because of this and because of that. Yeah, addiction had me and it gripped me by balls very fucking tight. But at the same time, you know, I'm man enough now to say I was wrong.
Yeah, you hold your hands up though.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
When you're in active addiction, you're always right. Nobody else is right.
Or it's somebody else's fault.
Yeah, or everybody's setting you up. There's an agenda against you. You know, everything in the world is done, like a bit like Truman Show.
Yeah.
Everything's sort of constructed to fucking frame you in some sort of way. That's how you feel when you're off your nut. But literally, I could not think of anything more perfect now than being at home with my missus and my kids, having a small social circle, not working for anybody else, doing this, having the free time to do this, you know, helping people on a daily basis, keeping fit and healthy and eating the food I want to eat and travelling to where I want to travel. You know, so they're the things like, yeah, money can help, but it's just...
Like they said, best things...
Yeah. Duh.
The best things in life are free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would just like to take an opportunity to thank one of our sponsors today for the podcast, which is Burns Bootcamp. So it's where I started my fitness journey really into the style of hybrid training. It's a bootcamp run various days of the week. They do mixed sessions, male sessions, female sessions, and it's just a great way with a great vibe, a great group of people. It's basically like a family. So I'd like to thank Berno, Katie and Burns Bootcamp for all the support throughout our programme. Thank you guys.
They are. I think you massively underappreciate what you have when you're in active addiction, and I think active addicts, they will hold on by a thread. They'll just to anything.
Yeah, and then when they've lost it, generally, sometimes, not all the time, but that's when they realise that.
Then it's a wake up call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can count how many times, you know, Dee'd kick me out. And then have me back, and I'd swear to God I was never going to do it again. As
we do.
And then as soon as I get back, maybe a day or two clean and sober, then you know, bang, back at it. You know, and it'd introduce itself, like I'd do it times and places she wouldn't suspect. So like I was working in a warehouse, and you know, when I didn't really have time to prep my meals, I'd get microwave meals. Jump on my motorbike, on my Harley Davidson, go to work. You know, probably get a few bags dropped off at work, sniffing toilet, working around machinery, dangerous machinery, wired to fuck, trying to not go, you know, stay out of the view of people.
Yeah.
So they couldn't see how fucking scatty I was, or like my eyes and everything like that. And then on the ride home to work, absolutely like maybe a gram deep that I've done over the course of 6 to 8 hour shift at work. Jump off at bike, circle back, spot a bin, circle back, get fucking microwave meal out, chuck it in bin, and then, but she'd always know because fucking fork could be clean, you know. Or sometimes I'd leave the meal in my bag, and I'd put it in cubbyhole, hoping she never found it, and she would, you know. And then she'd be like, you're just not changing, you know. But you have to lose everything. And we get a lot of people come to us that are kind of there at that point. Yeah. But they've not lost everything yet. Yeah. And they're so dead set certain that they want to change and they want to get clean, but they seem to be doing it for someone else.
That's the worst thing. That is the worst thing. You've got to want to do it for you. And until you do, you won't. You know, if somebody's pestering you, or, well, not pestering you, wanting you to be actually the person that you're meant to be, then you know, if you're pushed into it, you'll probably 99% fail unless you really want it. You've got to really want it.
Of course you have.
And I didn't really want it. Deep down, I knew I had to, but I didn't really want to stop drinking. I started recovery thinking, you know, I might be able to have the odd couple of pints here and there. I knew I couldn't, but it sort of softened the blow for me. That thinking that, you know, in a few months or whatever, I might be able to have a couple of pints with my dinner if I go out somewhere. Knew I wouldn't drink in house again. But then, as time's gone on, I'm not bothered whatsoever about it. Whatsoever.
It does
get the cravings, like I said, but not bothered.
It does beg question to me, though. Like, why is it me and you were able to do this, but then we come across so many people that
can't.
Do fail week in, week out? Even people that get to like near on a year clean and sober, then the
I couldn't
fail.
I had a dream overnight that I had a few pints, and I woke up and it just felt so real. It felt so real, and it would probably the worst feeling I've had for a number of years. That I thought, fuck, I've gone from 640 odd days to day one. But it took me ages to come round and realise it was a dream. And I think those little reminders for me, I do dream quite a lot of having a drink, at least once a week, and I think they really do, when you wake up in the morning, hit home that's what it would feel like.
It's funny you say that, because I had a nap this morning. And fucking I had a dream that I had to reset my I Am Sober app to day one, and that was just you know, like,
it's
fucking hell.
It's crazy, isn't it? And I don't know why, you know, we were both, well, we nearly died. There's not much more rock bottom than that, is there?
No.
You know, and is it going to take that for most people to stop? Where this day and age is going, and how the drugs have sort of been so accessible to get nowadays, then maybe it is. Because it's just rife. Like, obviously drinks, it's everywhere, isn't it? It's everywhere you go. Shop you walk in, offers, you know. But most people tell me that they can get cocaine dropped in the letterbox quicker than getting a takeaway, you know, and that's obviously one of the problems, that it's so accessible to get.
Yeah, it is.
Back when I was younger, during the war, then, you know, cocaine was sort of classed as a rich man's drug. You took it weeks to get it. Not that I had it then, but it's what I heard, you know. And it's just so, well, it's not even cocaine now, is it?
No.
Probably fentanyl and stuff.
Talcum powder, fentanyl, creatine,
rat poison,
fucking everything other than that. You know, it's. I were one of them. Like, I could sort of distinguish a good batch and a bad batch.
Yeah.
You know, like a bad batch, like I could go to sleep on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But people would say it's good. Oh, it's good stuff if you can go to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, fucking not really, because it's meant to be a stimulant. You know what I mean? And then you'd have stuff that were really fucking intense, like after the first couple of lines or keys or whatever, your heartbeat's just fucking absolutely exploding. Then some other stuff, you know, you just kind of
gradual.
Yeah, just how it kind of should be, you know, if that makes sense. But you know, the shit, you could tell that certain people and, you know, what they're sort of distributing today is just tampered with so much. You know, and the wide range of drugs that people are going on to, like younger people today, it's all about ketamine.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
We've had a lot of people, haven't we?
A lot of people on ket, and I'm telling you now,
programme.
have you ever seen anybody trip on ket?
Yeah.
Fuck me, man.
Yeah.
That is like, why would you, like cocaine I can kind of understand.
Bit of a feel good.
Yeah, until it don't feel good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Cocaine makes sense until it doesn't make sense anymore. Right? It makes sense to take it until it doesn't make sense. So by that, what I mean is it kind of makes sense to take it when you're out, you know, when you've had a few beers, bang, 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 there you go, you're in that environment. It don't make sense to take it anymore when you're getting it and sitting in a fucking bedroom on your own.
Yeah.
You know, you're either on porn or you're gambling, you know, or you're doing shit you really shouldn't be doing. Do you know what I mean? So it crosses over to that point of it don't make sense anymore. Like, some people say, you know, they have the rule of one and done. They go out, they'll have one little bag and then they're done, you know. But people still say that on our videos to this day. You know, they'll comment and say, why can't you just have one? And it's like, well, even if you're boasting about just having one now, right? In a couple of months, depending what goes on in your life, if, you know, something traumatic happens to you and something in your body and soul says, go to one thing that makes you feel okay, and that's alcohol and drugs. That one and done scenario is fucking well out of window, mate. You're going to be, you know, it'll be every other day, and then it'll be every day, and then it'll go from 1 gram to 5 gram to crack to meth, everything. You know, so it's one of them. But like, going back to the original point of ketamine, that makes no fucking sense why you do that to yourself. I've seen people punching lampposts, punching goalposts, fucking just, you know, absolutely zombified from that shit. Yeah. And I just think, what possesses you?
Yeah, that feeling.
Yeah, like, I did it once or twice when I was about 16, and each time it put me into like, well, they call it a kettle. Yeah. Literally, somebody give me a spoon, a proper tablespoon, the handle of it, bang, yeah, put it out, have a bit of that, bang, spoon of doom they called it.
Yeah.
And I were fucking gone, mate. I were flat out. Like, I were chatting shit. Like, I were telling my mates that I loved the missuses, but not in that way. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I just didn't know what I was saying. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I were gone, I could not open my eyes. It were fucking...
Makes you wonder why you want to feel like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. But again, it's the same thing. Like, when it makes sense, why would you want to take that drug in particular, right? Why would you not want to go for this, you know, like something a bit more...
An upper,
you know, a bit more stimulating in a better way, like cocaine or whatever, than go straight to a fucking horse tranquilizer. That makes no sense. But if you're taking it and you know as soon as you touch that drug, you're just going to be in a complete kettle in a state, and you're going to end up walking miles and miles, and, you know, you don't know who the fuck you're going to come across or what's going to become of you. You could die, you don't know what's going to happen, get mugged, anything. That don't make sense to be taking it, knowing that in the first hour of you using that drug, that's what you're going to become. Just like it don't make sense taking cocaine when you know that your tolerance is so big for it now. Yeah. That within the first couple of lines, you're just going to be a paranoid, curtain-twitching mess. Yeah. It don't make sense. No. But
we've been there.
That is addiction.
That is addiction, and we've been there, and luckily we're not there anymore, and we're helping people try not get there or get through that hole, as we call it. But so what else has been going on? What hasn't been? It's Matt fucking nominated for a Yorkshire Choice Award, baby. Boom.
Right, and this is the thing as well. Like, this award is not for like most inspiring, you know, individuals or anything like that. It's best new starter business. Yes. You know, which is another lesson here, guys. You know, like, we hope people can take inspiration from what we've done, because we started out just posting videos. We started doing a few podcasts from his phone, using CapCut to edit it,
from my living room on.
Yeah, and then videos and podcasts were getting like upwards of 1 million views. It were fucking nuts. And now it's like, you know, we've generated a brand and a business from our pasts, from our addictions, throughout our recovery, and that's been, you know, recognised. We are a globally recognised recovery program now.
We had his first Australian on board, didn't we?
Yep.
Just before Christmas.
We spoke to people from Canada, America,
Kuala Lumpur.
Where?
Kuala Lumpur.
Where's that? Is that a real place?
Yeah. I might have pronounced it wrong.
What did you call it?
Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur.
It is.
Is that where Oompa Loompas come from?
Yes.
No offence to anybody from Kuala Lumpur.
Or any Oompa Loompas watching.
Yeah, or any Oompa Loompas watching.
Yeah. It is a place. I don't know where it is. But we have actually had somebody from there, because I put the code in. They didn't answer the phone, like, probably 2 in the morning, but I put the code in.
Sure, it didn't say Guantanamo Bay.
It could have been, no, Kuala Lumpur. But yeah, we do get some mad mad numbers, don't we? And we're like, this is definitely overseas. But yeah, it's nice to be recognised, I think, more than anything. Somebody's taken the time out to nominate us for an award, you know, and that's what's nice. And so vote for us, guys. Vote for us. 100,000 followers combined.
Yorkshire Choice Awards.
We should be there holding up the trophy.
Trophy?
Yeah, you get like a little glass thingy.
All right.
Yeah. My wife, who's part of Mean and Clean, who does all the... She does a lot of work, bless her. She doesn't get enough credit. She's always on laptop, sending payment reminders, doing her social media stuff. Well, not the videos, but she does all the flyers and stuff like that, you know, and she's like a silent assassin, isn't she? She's been nominated for her own awards through From Abuse to Happiness page as well, which is great for us as well, because obviously through addiction can come domestic violence.
It can.
And that goes in hand. She does speak to a lot of the girls on our programme, and she runs a separate support group for partners on our programme.
Yes.
So it's a good match. It's a good match, and for us all to be going there to the Yorkshire Choice Awards with nominations it's huge. And do you know what? It's a credit to the work we've all put in, because we don't stop, do we?
No.
Whether we're on his phone, I can hear my phone buzzing, you know, and it's. But this is what we wanted to do. We wanted to be different. We wanted to be the best recovery service in the world. Yeah. And you know, like I said, no dreams too big. Why the fuck shouldn't we be? Because there ain't any.
No, exactly.
There's your government-run ones, but they're overrun. They can't put the time and effort in like we do, and you know, that's what we wanted to do, and I think that's what we're doing. You know, the videos speak for themselves. We're very open and honest on our videos. You know, some people don't like it. It tends to be the people that are probably doing exactly what we're saying on the video that don't like it, and they're thinking, God, have you got a camera in my bedroom or something? Or car. But yeah, and it's just like the icing on the cake would be to win it. We all want to win. I'm a winner. You're a winner. We all want to win. So let's get winning. So please vote for us. Yorkshire Choice Awards, Mean and Clean, new starter business. And yeah, it'd be good to it'd be nice to get dressed up instead of not being in his gym gear all the time.
Well, that's it as well. That's a lesson right there, isn't it? Because we are living proof that, and that is why the demand is so high for people to work with us. Yeah, you know, for us to, we're not medical professionals. We're not, you know. I mean, obviously you've got qualification, personal training, nutritional advisor, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But we've not gone to university and studied addiction and how it affects you, and I know there's people out there that do run services,
and they do a good job,
and they do a good job.
I'm not denying
that's whatever, you know. Even people privately, you know, there's a few people on social media that do that are educated up to eyeballs, and they have also lived the life of addiction. Fair play to them, you know. But not one shoe fits all.
Exactly,
you know. And some people don't want wishy-washy. Yeah. Some people don't want to sit round a table and be constantly reminded of all the negative, bad shit that they've done in their life. They don't want to address themselves every time they are in public with them people as an addict, and that they are powerless. Right? So yeah, they're going to come to us because we're going to say, how many days clean are we? Boom, that's fucking massive. Yeah. Right, what are your goals? How's your nutrition looking? How's your fitness looking? What do we want to work towards? Positive, positive, positive.
It's all positive.
Right, that is it. It's down to earth. It is just no bullshit approach. And we're just different. Yeah. Right, none of this philosophical stuff. I mean, yeah, that might work for some people.
Our programme might not work for some people. Yeah. You know, that's what we say. That's the beauty of it. But, you know, we believe in our program, because look where we are, and guess what? We did our program.
Yeah, like we are
the proof.
The program. We are the proof.
You were the first person that did my program, and then when we came together, we did the daily plans. You know, so it does work.
Daily plans, they kind of got inspired by just what I was doing on a daily basis.
While you weren't with me.
Yeah, between what you told me to do, because I would always asking you questions. Yeah. Like, would this be beneficial? Or just letting you know what I'd done. Yeah. Because to me, it was like about filling time.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, isn't it?
You could set me 20 tasks to do. If I smash them out because I'm an addict and I want to get shit done, but then I'm at a lost cause, I'm like, right, kind of in a sticky situation now because I've got spare time and I know what I do in spare time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach myself without reading books, without watching other podcasts, without asking, the advice of professionals, what is going to give me a natural endorphin release. So I went and did them things, and then we kind of put all that together and it made the programme.
Yeah. And,
since then it's just, there's people that have joined and people that have left for whatever reason. Yeah. But, there's people that have absolutely fucking smashed it and we couldn't be prouder of them. To have a front row seat, at somebody's life being turned around and for us to be a part of that, that's absolutely massive.
Yeah.
And all I did a few years ago was cause destruction and misery to people's lives, and now it's
just a complete flip, isn't it?
I mean, our lass will still say I'm a pain in the arse, don't get me wrong,
Same.
But,
I'm probably a bigger pain in the arse now than I were, because I just used to fall asleep when I was pissed.
Yeah.
But then, I still fall asleep
Still fall
now.
asleep
I'm getting
now,
older. Yeah. But, yeah, it's been a mad journey, but one I'm very grateful for, because it's taught me a lot. It'd been, obviously, like we said earlier, talking drug addiction and alcoholism every single day, probably 3-4 times an hour with people, or just the messages in the group and stuff. It can keep you up here, but it can also bring you down talking about it all the time as well, can't it?
Yeah,
Certain days, you might not have had enough sleep, you might have a lot of stresses in other aspects of your life, and then you've got somebody ringing you who's a little bit down because they can't have a bag of cocaine. You're thinking, fucking hell, come on. But it's tough. It is tough, and not everybody would be cut out for it, what we do. We get a few copycats, but welcome. Well, if you can do it, then they've got something special, because, like I say, it's tough. It's 24/7. It's been there all the time.
Yeah, man. We've had people on our programme, that have left under goodwill, like in good standing.
Yep.
And then gone and tried to copy the blueprint and whatever. But no mention of us in your recovery videos, is there, pal? Yeah. But yeah, that's that basically. But look, there's going to be people. Look, hats off to people that do want to change people's lives and want to. I can't knock that. But
we don't knock anyone. We don't need to.
No, we don't need to.
We do his own thing.
Stay in his own
successful. We don't want to. We never want to be like anybody else. We are unique.
Yeah, we are.
And that's it. That's it. We are unique. We're very, very similar in our mindsets, definitely. But our addictions are completely different. I'm quite a bit older than you. You're Daniel's son. I'm Mr. Miyagi. You know what I mean? And it works. If somebody needs a bollocking, I'm like, Marcus, just da-da-da-da-da. If somebody needs a calm talking to them, they tend to come to me. But I still can be a twat.
That's why my phone don't fucking ring, ever. My phone never rings, because I know what's going to happen.
I'm all the time, No, but it works, and it works. It works really well.
It does. It's, if you had two people that were exactly the same, then there'd be clashes and it just wouldn't work. Yeah. But I think because mine and your mindset is very fucking on point with each other's.
It has to be, doesn't it? And we could not be any other way.
No.
We wouldn't have this.
No.
We wouldn't have what we're achieving in as physical selves. And you've got to have that mindset. You've got to choose that mindset, and you've got to educate that mindset, because it doesn't just get given.
No, it don't.
It takes a lot of fucking work.
But you know what? Like, when you start anything, whether it's in fitness, whether it's business, it could be recovery and sobriety, you always have this end goal in mind that you want to achieve. You want to be at level 10.
Yeah.
You're not even at level fucking 1 yet. Yeah. You're not even started yet.
You haven't even beat that end of level baddie yet.
Yeah, and you're at sort of level 0.5 and you're frustrated why the fuck are you not at level 10 yet.
Yeah.
But over time you forget where you're aiming for. You never forget where you're aiming for, but there's no urgency because you're enjoying the process.
Yeah.
Right, like, I'm enjoying the High Rocks training now. Like, I'm enjoying being clean and sober. I am enjoying building this brand, this business. I'm enjoying everything that's coming along with it.
Mm-hmm.
And before you know it, it's just there in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, there's no war. Yeah, there's certain things that you can measure and track visually and physically, such as, stats in gym or fucking logging your weights that you're lifting, or it could be getting to a year sober and clean. Them kind of things, you can kind of physically see it. But it's other things like, I just want to be happy, I want to be clean, I want to be sober. Listen, did you wake up today clean and sober? Yeah. Did you go to bed last night clean and sober? Well, you're living the dream.
Yeah. One day's a win.
Yeah, you are living the dream, and people don't get that.
No.
Right?
They're too quick, aren't they, to say, I wish I were 100 days sober.
Yeah, they say, I want it.
Yeah.
What do you want? I want to be clean and sober. I want that life. Well, you are clean and sober now, so what are you fucking moaning about? You're living it. You're living the dream. But people don't stop to realise that. That they're always sort of
looking
chasing.
Too far ahead. You got in recovery. One thing I found is, for today, I stay clean, I stay sober. That is it. And look where I am. Yeah. Just for today. And every day I say it, and I say it out loud. I look in the mirror, see fucking how many grey hairs I've got, look at my wrinkles on my forehead and go, for today, I'm going to stay clean and sober. Then when I go to bed, job done. That's the number one goal for me in my life, is to stay clean and sober every single fucking day.
But the mental resilience, it builds up in you as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I always say, you take a recovering addict, if they tell you they're going to achieve something, especially the ones that are like over a year sober,
then they'll do it.
Because that's some serious time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That is some serious, for somebody that we're using every single day, to not use for 365 days of the year, to be disciplined and committed to this. If they tell you they're going to be the next best thing since fucking sliced bread, believe them.
Yeah. Because
they've got that addictive energy, they've got that addictive personality. They've got what it takes. They've already done what people thought were impossible.
Yeah.
They've already put the drugs down.
Yeah.
So why doubt them?
Or go a day without it.
But people can't. I've had it. We've both had it.
Yeah, we have.
Kitchen talk at a mountain walker. That's because we've lived both ends at fucking scale, you muppet, and we know which one's better, basically.
Yeah.
We know. But yeah, we do. You know what? And I'll never apologise for flaunting sort of what we've achieved and where we are now.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, some people have passed comments. I know people have passed comments, oh yeah, Max looks good, but he knows he looks good. He knows he don't. Fucking too right, I know I look good right now. I know I look good. You know why? Because I grafted mush.
Yeah.
That was it. And I've probably been to the gym this week even more times than you've been in past year.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That people see that, I'm very humble. I'm not cocky. I'm not arrogant. But if I put a picture up, he's got his top off again. Well, yeah, because I've worked for it. Why shouldn't I show my progress? My pictures might inspire somebody to think, fucking hell, I can remember when he was fat.
Yeah, because you did get fat.
I did
when
get
you were
fat.
Drinking.
Every time I did a bodybuilding show, the day the show finished, straight boom, alcohol, boom, diet, wank, completely. Put about 3-4 stone on every off season.
You had a diet and then a wank. Is that what you said? Diet, wank.
What did I say? Diet, wank.
Diet, wank, like the diet
Couldn't
was
get
wank.
to it 'cause my belly was too
but you
fucking
said
fat.
Diet, wank, like you had a.
Oh, my diet
like
was
a
wank.
Schedule.
Yeah.
Like
but I started every season as a bodybuilder. Every show I've done, I've started in an off season as being fat and thinking it's 20 weeks going to be enough. So it just.
So the question is, are you working to one now? A show now?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm in a great position to look at June, July, September.
And
I forgot August.
You're not starting from square one.
No.
Either.
I've not been massively training bodybuilding, as we know. I've done Iroxes, I've done hybrid training, but there's still a lot of strength involved in that style of training because you've got to do strength. It's very in depth as a hybrid athlete. I think there's that many things that you've got to work on. It's forever. There's no like a real end outcome because you can always be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Which in anything, I suppose, but for my age and my knees and my joints, then it wasn't sustainable. And it got to a point where when I was training, all I could think about was the pain in my knee, the pain in my shoulder, my lower back. And it's not, I've got to be happy in my training. I wasn't saying I weren't happy, but all I could think about as soon as I saw the programme, what I needed to do, I'd just think, oh, my knee won't like that. And that were every session. And it's not suspect. I've had an MRI scan, I'll see what crack is. But for now, for me, it's just a bit of lifting. I feel like I said, I've passed the chalice over. You've got the bag, not that
dark
bag.
side.
Yeah, I've give you dark
the
side.
bag.
I give you. Well, you got my bag off me.
Yeah, I did.
It's got
Triggered.
Not that bag.
Not that bad.
But yeah, so we're running towards the end now. So what's coming up? Well, we know guests are coming up.
Yeah, they are.
Probably the next one that we do, we will have a guest. Well,
Yes,
we will. Won't
we will,
We said
100%
yeah.
it's
So
confirmed.
this one was just a bit of an introduction. What's been going on? How we've sort of progressed as a company, as individuals. And yeah, like we say, it's been one hell of a ride, and it's continuing to do that. But we wanted to get back a little bit of the bread and butter, which was our podcasts.
Yeah.
We've overlooked them a little bit, probably because we haven't had this opportunity to find this actual awesome podcast studio with the help from our guys at Wolf Tups. But you know, it's something that we've been talking about, and we always knew we were going to come back to doing them. But it's exciting because we've had meetings to discuss what sort of things we want to do on the podcast, and especially the guests, the inspirational people. You know, that's one thing that we didn't just want to focus it on recovery, did we? So yeah, I'm buzzing for it.
People from all aspects of recovery that have been affected by it, you know, partners, parents, you know, recovering addicts themselves, everybody and anybody, you know. You know, even people from certain industries, like we've gone in and we've done talks, you know, within the highways industries, you know, prevention and recovery talks, you know, because in certain industries, drug taking is a massive issue, you know. So I'm pretty sure, like, at some point we'll have some, you know, like somebody on that will say, you know, that is a director of a company or whatever that will come on and sort of talk about either the current or the previous problems in their place of work when it comes to drug taking, because it is rife.
Yeah.
You know, it really is, and it carries the consequences of using at work can be absolutely, you know, well, fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know, like especially if you're working on highways.
Yeah.
You know, and you crash a fucking car.
Yeah.
You know, you could die, you could kill somebody else. Your kids are growing up without a parent, all that kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? It's just a downward spiral from there. So it don't matter what workplace you're working. You know, it goes off a load of places. You know, the people we've had through our program.
Yeah, and we've done like I say, we've done the clean up the workplace talks, which we're still doing. Yeah, we've still got quite a few bookings for those to do, haven't we?
Yes,
so
we
if
have.
you are worried about drug taking in your workplace, hit us up.
Yeah. Give us a call, and we're not them type of people either to go softy.
No, we'll tell them.
If your guys need telling, we'll fucking tell them, mate.
Well, we did it last time, didn't we? We said who's who's had cocaine? Nobody put their hands.
Nobody put their hands.
All right, whatever.
Yeah. Who knows somebody that's taken cocaine?
Everybody. All hands up. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, excited. It's good to be back. It's good to be back, and. Yeah, we're looking forward to the next one with a guest. Which what we'll do, we'll drip feed you all to keep you guessing.
Yeah, guessing. That's the one.
Yeah.
So, guys.
Yeah. So for now, guys, see if we can do this. This has been a while.
Oh shit! We're looking at the let's right. So, guys,
number 1.
When you're ready,
keep it mean,
keep it clean.
Boom,
and break that fucking cycle.
Mush.